Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. NLT. Wisdom and money can get you almost anything, but only wisdom can save your life. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, B'Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 12, is I want to talk about today what happened in the crypto market. You saw a major downside, a collapse from Bitcoin to the altcoins, all right? And I have the graph right here, okay? And this hurt a lot of people, okay? This hurt a lot of people across the world, all right, that are using cryptocurrency to do transactions, also as a hedge against their devalued currency, like Iran, which I'm going to go into, okay? And so it's not a coincidence that the whole crypto market collapsed, okay, in one day, just like gold and silver did. I believe it was like a week and a half ago, okay, a week ago, all right? Look at silver. Silver went from 120 to 70, and then gold was lost 1,000, or I think it was like high 5,000. Now it's under 5,000, 4,000, right? But why is that? Why is this happening? Okay, because the powers, all right, the rulers of this world, okay, mainly of the Western civilization, because that's where the heart of the rulership is at right now, okay, especially America, Babylon the Great, all right, they're going to attack what people need to survive, and that's money, okay? And there's different forms of money. You have currency, fiat currency, all right, paper currency. You have gold and silver. You also have cryptocurrency, all right? And so this is what I want to focus on, because it's how interesting, how convenient that the whole market of the cryptocurrency collapsed right after Iran citizens were hedging against their inflated rial, right? Because a couple of weeks ago, their rial was inflated, all right? Was inflated. In fact, I'll bring out this AI overview. Iran cryptocurrency. I just typed it in. Iran has developed a complex state-sanctioned cryptocurrency ecosystem as of early 2026, utilizing digital assets to bypass international sanctions. Right, this is why you see this U.S. scrutiny, okay? And this article came out on Tuesday, and then all of a sudden today, boom, all right? And this wasn't just America that coordinated this. It was also the EU. That's why the EU labeled the Iranian Republican Guard as a terrorist organization. I got proof right here, because we here at Great Millstone, through the Spirit and Power Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, we bring out the facts. We don't, okay, talk at the side of the mouth. We don't make shit up, okay? I personally don't like making shit up. I like to bring out facts, all right? Okay? So the EU adds Iran Revolutionary Guard to terrorist list. That was 7 days ago, all right? So this was a coordinated effort. And we already know who controls the Western civilization, mainly, the JJs, all right? and those that sold out to the JJs. Um, so this is what why you saw what happened today, because again, Iran, the Iranian citizens and Iran as the government, they were circumventing the international sanctions by going into crypto. Okay, and here it is. It says Iran has developed a complex state-sanctioned cryptocurrency ecosystem as of early 2026, utilizing digital assets to bypass international sanctions. Managed a devaluing rial. Right, that's the key. That's what I want to bring out. I want to emphasize on this because several weeks ago, Iran's, all right, let's bring out the article. Okay, Iran's rial inflated, hyperinflated, causing mass hysteria. And that's how they were able to get the riots going in Iran. Okay? As of early 2016, the Iranian rial had experienced extreme devaluation, with reports indicating that it had dropped to historic lows, trading around 1,750,000 to $1. This crisis, linked to recent conflicts, has led to severe economic pressure, prompting officials to advise citizens to reduce consumption of essential goods. Right. This is why you had protest, the ongoing protests and riots, because America, all right, mainly the CIA, mainly Mossad and MI6, they did a coordinated effort, all right, in devaluing Iran's rial. And there's speculation out there. I can't prove it, all right? That's what I'm saying. There's speculation out there. I can't prove it. Can't find any articles on it, all right? But I believe this is what really happened. The intelligence agencies like the CIA, like Mossad, like MI6, they did a coordinated effort by taking Iranian bonds, meaning debt, and throwing it back onto the market, which caused hyperinflation. All right, basically a nuclear option on Iran. Okay, causing major, okay, food, water, energy crisis. Okay, a famine. All right, this is economic warfare. All right. And it was spearheaded by America. You already know. Babylon the Great, the hammer of the whole earth. You already know. Because they're at the helm of it. Jeremiah 50 verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Right. Because remember, all right, who's putting all these sanctions, okay, and all this hell on Iran? It's America. This is proves that America is Babylon, okay? And this is nothing new under the sun, all right? If you go into the Bible, which I have a list, okay? Where's it at? I said, I'll provide scriptures where nations use famine to hurt their enemies. I got a whole bunch of scriptures, all right, to bring out, all right? This is nothing new, all right? Nations have always used, all right, different tactics to hurt their enemies, all right, food supply. Okay, starting with the citizens, because if the citizens riot against their own leadership, then you have a civil war. Then you could come in and for the taking. That's how we were taken down. All right, because the northern and southern kingdom were divided. Okay, and once we were divided, that was it. These heathens were picking us off, man, like it was nothing. All right, and that was our judgment. Nothing new under the sun. So let's go back. I want to read this. So, managing a devaluing rial. You know what? Let me bring this scripture out too. What was written aforetime was written for our learning. All right? Because you can learn a lot about how these nations used famine to hurt us as a people. And then you can correlate that to what's going on today. Written aforetime. And Lord willing is edifying. Well, to the elect, because this is for the elect. You stupid American sheep, okay, clowns that look up to your leader, your pedophile, satanic, sicko leaders, man, the hell with y'all. This ain't for you, all right? Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Right. All right. And we have hope. Okay. All right. With these scriptures, we believe, man. We know we're the final generation. We know we're in the end times. All this, all right, points that we're about to get up out of here. All right. So, this is spicy what's going on. Okay. All right. So just want to bring that out. And again, nothing new under the sun. Using famine against your enemy, okay, is nothing new. Iran has developed a complex state-sanctioned cryptocurrency ecosystem as of early 2026, utilizing digital assets to bypass international sanctions, manage a devaluing rial, and support state entities like the IRGC. Now you know why Europe, okay, right before this whole crypto collapse, all right, why did Europe declare them as a terrorist organization? All right, despite or because economic pressure, Iran has legalized mining but restrict domestic use with high billion-dollar volumes observed. Okay, Iran uses digital assets to facilitate international trade, with reports suggesting billions in crypto activity linked to state actors attempting to circumvent sanctions. Right, and again, this is how they. This is the reasoning why. Okay, there was a coordinated effort to collapse crypto. Okay, just like last week to collapse gold and silver. All right, when I say collapse, a downturn. All right, not total collapse, because at the end of the day, all right, this is the future. This is what they want everybody to go into, and you're going into it, whether you like it or not. Okay, crypto is not going away. This is part of the beast system. All right, for that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, which we had Great Millstone through the Spirit and Power Yahweh Bashim. I've been saying numerous of times. Okay, this is where they're going to force everybody in, whether you like it or not. Okay, so best. And it's going to be in gradualism. And I recommend, all right, learn it, start to use it, okay? Because you're going to have to use it eventually, all right? So, and it's coming, all right? And you can make a profit off of it, not financial advice. Certain brothers are going to laugh because I always say that. All right, so back. So this is very spicy, man, all right? So, mass adoption. An estimated 15 million Iranians are involved in cryptocurrency, often used to hedge against severe inflation and rapid depreciation of the rial. Right. So 15 million Iranians just got affected by this. All right. I like to call a rug pull. Okay. That's the crypto terms. If you're into crypto investment. All right. They call it a rug pull because this was. All right, but this was a coordinated effort. This wasn't no, because the new Federal Reserve Chairman was pronounced, and this is what caused the markets to get shaky or some other factor. No, this was it, man. All right, because they're going to go to war with Iran. They need to break Iran's economy because if you don't have money, then you can't fund your army. Then your armies fight amongst each other because they starving. How many Iranian, military personnel, all right, was invested in crypto and they lost it all. And now and the rial is shit. So what are they going to use? Okay? What are they going to use? Gold is fucking out of reach. Okay? And when I just found out too, I can see why they collapsed gold. I asked, does Iran depend on gold and silver heavily given its economic condition? Yes, Iran relies heavily on gold and to a lesser extent silver as a critical hedge against severe inflation. All right? Currency devaluation, international sanctions. Due to the collapse of the Iranian rial and economic insecurity, citizens are rapidly converting savings into gold. And how convenient. Last week they pulled gold. All right? Yeah, man. They're manipulating the markets on purpose. The earth is giving... Wait, hold on. We got to go back to the basics, man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. We should know who the wicked is. Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Whether you want to call himself the JJ, a 1948 or a small hat, or an American, or European, okay, or Australian, okay, or Russian, Them, okay? These are still Edomites. They're still the wicked. These are these niggas. Job, excuse me, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he right? Okay? If it ain't the so-called white man, then who is? Who's able to manipulate markets? Who able to just, all right, go anywhere he wants? Okay, bomb. Okay, human trafficking. Run a whole international human trafficking, all right, satanic sex ring. It's this nigga, man. And Jake needs to wake the fuck up. It's these same niggas, man. You know, so-called white man's the devil the Bible speaks of. But you got pseudo Hebrews. I ain't even calling this devil out. They're fucking on podcasts with this nigga. All right, yeah, this is who real Samak is. Goonie talk. All right, Brooklyn. Anyway, back to the point. All right. So I just I was going to my hood vernacular. All right. Days. Goonie days. Anyway, the water y'all Bashim out trying to get me out of that bullshit, man. Stupid. All right. Anyway, so this is why it makes perfect sense why the crypto market had to collapse the way it did to hurt Iran, because they're gonna go to war with Iran. All right. So let me get out a World War III scripture. You know, Revelation 11 verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Right. And like I always been saying, we're in the beginning stages of World War III, man. Okay. All right. Your economic warfare is war. Okay. Oh, today. Oh, how could I forget? All right, hold up. All right. The last nuclear treaty expired today. Russia says it regrets expiration of last nuclear arms treaty. All right. But Trump says he wants a new pact, which is not going to happen because the pact that he wants is with China, and China's not going to go along with that shit. Okay? See? He wants China to be a part of the new pact. That's not going to happen. Okay? All right? I'd be surprised if it does, but I doubt it. All right? Because we're in these times. But there's no nuclear treaty anymore. Okay? With the two most powerful nuclear countries on the planet in terms of nuclear arsenal. All right? Russia has the most nukes. America has the second most nukes. All right? You can look that up. Fears grow of nuclear arms race as key U.S.-Russia treaty expires. Right. Okay? So now there's no more nuclear treaty on paper. All right? If you want to say where we're at, okay, again, we're in the beginning stages of World War III, like I've been saying. All right? So, and it's only going to get bigger and more intense. So again, let's read this one more time. Revelation 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right. So let's get into this article a little bit, and I'm going to close out. And that's why I brought out monies of defense, because, A, you need money to survive. And Esau is attacking the defense that everybody needs. And this is right here is proof. And that's why it's better to have wisdom. It's better to understand the times that we're in. It's better to trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, ultimately. Because you got to trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because money's not going to save you. All right? Gold and silver, crypto is not going to save you. Okay? Trusting Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, putting your faith and trust in Him is going to save you. All right? And that's true wisdom. That's where true wisdom is. Okay? Ultimately, okay, is trusting in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Okay? To fear the Lord is to, let's get that. Because fear of the Lord. And then, I'm going to that article, but the Spirit jumped on me to just. Here it is. No. I want to get the one that says wisdom in it. All right, but I get to that one too. Psalm chapter 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding of all they that do his commandments, his praise endureth forever. You see that? Okay. Proverbs 1 and 7. The fear of the Lord is beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Right. You got fools trusting in crypto or gold and silver as that's their God. Nah, nigga. Do you see how easily they can manipulate this? They can easily pull the rug onto you. Okay? That's not going to save you. The Lord is. 20. Now, I'm not knocking it. You know, you all right? Yeah, you know, if you have the ability, yeah, buy gold and silver physical and keep it in your house, or cryptocurrency. You know, if you're into it, I'm into crypto. You know what I'm saying? But I know that's not going to save me. All right, that's just temporary. All right, it's needed to pay bills, take care of the brotherhood, and that's it. Okay. Other than that, when this shit goes to the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, okay, it don't matter what the fuck you have, because everyone's gonna be tested on that time. Whenever that day that the Lord puts the spirit on these devils, all right, to tell them, all right, this is the time, all right, the hour of temptation. So that's why it's better to have wisdom and trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's okay, and you gotta fear him, all right. So let's look at this word fear real quickly. All right, fear. Yara. This is a ya, this is a ra, this is a ah, this is a ha. Yara, which means to fear of God, respect, reverence, piety. You see that? Piety. What is piety? Acquired being religious or a belief or point of view that accepted with unthinking conventional reverence. Piety. Okay? Devoutness. Holiness. Godliness. Okay? That's why the apostle elders always say get into words. All right? A strict code. A strict code. Right. To worship the Lord, man. All right? Is to have obedience to him. All right? Is to have respect to him. That's the strict code you got to live by. All right? But this is what I want to bring out. Respect, reverence, pity. Piety, excuse me, not pity, piety. All right? Which is having obedience, okay? Having a strict code to the Lord, man, without wavering. So let's get to this article and I'll close out. So U.S. investigators are cracking down on Iran's booming crypto scene. Now we know how they were able to crack down, by collapsing it. Both state actors and individual investors have turned to digital currencies for different purposes. The U.S. Treasury is probing whether crypto platforms have allowed Iranian security forces cut off from traditional international finance systems to evade sanctions when seeking to move money abroad or procure goods. Reuters reported Tuesday the country's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps has moved some $1 billion via exchange since 2023, one analyst found. Right, so this is what it is. It's to attack the military, okay? This is what it is. It's all about. Attack the military, attack the citizens, cripple Iran's military economy so that it's easier to attack them, and it also breaks the morale of the soldiers, of the military personnel. Because these soldiers got to fight Americans. Meanwhile, their children are starving. Their women are starving. Their women are committing adultery on them with some rich fucking, schnob, all right, who's taking advantage of the situation. Yeah. This is what's going on in the minds of the Revolutionary Guard, okay? All right? And this is judgment to Elam too. The Lord talked about judgment on Elam. Whoa. We got to bring that out, all right? We got to bring that out too. Judgment on Elam, okay? There it is. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 35. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will break the bow of Elam, the chief of their might. You see that? So the Lord going, okay, use the devil, Esau, Edom, to, okay, put an ass whooping too on these Iranians, okay, on Elam. All right, a lot of them are gonna get fucked up too. Now, of course, we know that ultimately, all right, because of Russia, Russia's gonna be a guard to them. All right, and the Lord will set it up in due time, where the Russians will be like, all right, enough is enough. It's time to bring in the big boy toys and send nukes to the statehood of Israel and America, Babylon the Great. Okay. However, in the beginning of this World War III, which we're in the beginning, all right, they're gonna get their ass whooped too, because this economic warfare, all right, is hurting them big time. All right, and they gotta be able to convince their soldiers not to defect. So yeah, this is how America gets down. All right, so this war is gonna be spicy, man. All right, everybody's gonna get fucked up, but ultimately, America gets destroyed with nuclear fire. That's what the Bible says. So let me get back to this. Many ordinary Iranians, meanwhile, are embracing crypto because of the rial's rapid devaluation. Activity rose during spurts of instability, including the recent anti-government protests, until authorities blocked internet access. Right. So there it is. That's going to cause more anger. So, now you got this whole orchestrated, manipulated crypto collapse. Okay. All right. Looks like it's coming up a little bit, but this could be a dead cat bounce, just to get people to think that, oh, we're coming back. And then they pull the rug again. This is how they get down, man. All right? They don't fuck around. They manipulate it. Look, I'll prove they can manipulate the market. Just off of Bitcoin. Look, let me show you something here. All right? We had a great millstone to the spirit power Yahweh Shemal Shai. We bring out the facts. We prove all things. We walk you down, okay, with prophecy, and we bury you. You ain't gonna get none of this stuff at IUIC, ISUPK, them gangbangers, all right? They're a bunch of gangbangers now. I saw a video that motherfuckers is circling around one of their brothers, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they are our brothers, but they're right now being little babies kids. But they're circling around this brother, and they're like, all right, go in and jump him or some shit. Like his shit was like some gang, blood, crip, stupid shit. All right, that's what ISUPK is doing. Okay? And then IUIC, that they're changing the name. Now they're calling on Yahweh. Okay? That's bullshit. That's not his name. The father's name is Yahweh. The son's name is Yahweh Shai. So, like I said, you ain't going... Great Millstone is going to give it to you raw and uncut. Yeah, we may not be eloquent. We may stutter. We may say, and right. But at the end of the day, all right, we're being sincere what we're bringing out. Okay? It's 9/21 on February 5th, Thursday. I could be doing anything. I could be watching sports or watching a movie with my wife. No, I'm here to do the will of the Lord. Okay? Facts. Because I believe and I want to get up out of here. I want my family to be saved. I want to get the fuck up out of this piece of shit place. This sick, freak, pedo fucking society, man. These people are okay with this pedo shit. Ain't nobody. Where the protests at? Where the million man march at? Like when Louis Farrakhan did that shit back in the 90s. Ain't nobody saying shit. Ain't nobody fucking marching to DC. These people are complicit. They're okay with this. That's why America be nuked by fire. Back to the point of this topic, and Salaki for going on a tangent. The United States holds the most Bitcoin among countries. You see that? The United States holds, so the government holds the most Bitcoin. The United Kingdom holds the most Bitcoin. Okay? Ukraine, partially from donors, they hold a lot of Bitcoin. Okay? Was Ukraine involved in this? Well, yeah, they had to be involved because Iran is supplying the Russians with the drones to attack Ukraine. Okay, Iran's heavily involved in assisting Russia in the war in Ukraine, which proves why we're in the beginning of World War III. Do you see it? I mean, can you see it? While China is assisting Iran and the Houthis. All right? Yeah. I bring out facts. I don't talk in circles. We in the beginning of World War III. So there's one. Um, Corporations hold the most Bitcoin. What corporations hold the most Bitcoin? Strategy Inc., Mara Holdings, Tesla, Blocking. These are all mainly American companies. Okay? And you got a Japanese company in there, right? BlackRock. Come on. That's the hand of the Rothschild family. Come on, man. What are we talking about here? Anyway, this is why the crypto market crashed. All right, they were attacking Iran's defense, which is their money supply. All right, and that's why um, you got to pay attention to what's going on, man. All right, we're in it, man. And I want to I'm going to close out with this. Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Right, and Iran's feeling a lot of famine right now, okay? And a lot of death from it, okay? They're hurting badly. Okay, at the end of the day, there's a judgment on Elam. All right, and don't worry, this is all going to come to America. All right, tenfold. Right now, they're trying to hide the famine that's in America, but it's going to creep up because food keeps rising. All right, if you want to get a good meal, you got to spend money. Okay, if you want to get organic food, you got to spend a lot more. All right, and then the shitty food is getting expensive. So yeah, that's famine. When food prices go up, that's a famine. That's well, isn't that what it says in Revelation 6:6? That it's going to take a day's wage, all right, to get barley and wheat, right? Let me get that because the dollar's being devalued. 6 and 4. No, 6 and 5. I'll start at famine. Revelation chapter 6, verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Right. We here at Great Millstone through the Spirit and Power Yahweh Shemashah, we teach this represents slavery and judgment. Okay? And part of judgment is famine. 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of 4 beasts say, I measure wheat for a penny, see? And 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine, meaning the truth, okay? Because the truth has still got to come out while there's a famine creeping up on you. NLT. And I heard a voice from among the 4 living beings saying, a loaf of wheat, bread, or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay. That's, okay, famine. Okay, that's a famine. When it takes more money just to get a loaf of bread. It takes a day's wage just to get a loaf of bread. And don't waste the olive oil and wine. Right, and Iran's experiencing this shit right now. All right, these nations are feeling it. You proud ass Americans here. All right, just because it ain't it ain't physically in your face, you thinking that shit's gonna go on as usual. You're gonna experience what Iran's experiencing. You're going to experience what Ukraine is experiencing. Facts. It's only a matter of time. And this is the will of the Lord to bring that judgment to you proud-ass Americans, man. It says, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right. And so that's why this is all happening. All right. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. Again, I wanted to, bring in a perspective. Lord willing, I was able to articulate it for the elect's sake to see that, hey, the reason why this whole collapse thing is happening is that, hey, it's a warfare tactic to bring down your enemy, to break your enemy's defense, which is the money, the economy, okay? And by doing so, then you can inflict, okay, a surgical strike or a preemptive strike while your enemy is on the back pedal trying to recover from an economic turmoil. All right. So, and that's why it's better to have wisdom and trust in the Lord, because again, this is proof that money can't save you. It's good. It's a good tool, but it can't save you. No matter what assets you're in, gold, silver, crypto, current, fiat currency. All right. It doesn't matter. If you're not trusting in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, you're not going to be protected and saved. So with that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem B'Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. To the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, pray your head cover. Shalom.